Okay, friends, we're working on the Argo yet here. Other trinkets and ideas. Okay, what I done was took two leg bolts. They're 5/32, whatever. We punched there's two holes in the blade, saw blade. Right, can't move. I lay my saw like this all the time, and the oil never drips out, okay? How long did it take for oil to come out when I set it down here?
When you
within
set it up within a couple seconds.
Couple seconds, look at the oil. And here, there's no oil. Right? No oil coming out. I always lean mine up like this. You fill them like this, everything, right? So it's not supposed to leak out. So, okay, I do it. So anyway, this can sit here. We got a chainsaw for the bush. Right, fire it up when I want. And fueling station. I put the tank under here. Right, that's a power plant tank. That'll get me 16 miles. 16 miles, I think it was, eh?
Yeah,
16 miles, something like that.
And it wasn't even empty.
Yeah, and my old saw box. This is my old saw box for all the stuff like this part, files and crap. Well, this is all the Argo paraphernalia, okay? And like bearings, tools, punches, all kinds of things, hammer, small vise in there, and just to keep you rolling in the bush, okay? And it is essential, right? Bolts, right? Bolts for the axle, what do you call them, pipes, whatever, they're keep the wheels on. Because these are a 3-bolt wheel, okay? And they've got a cup that sits on the axle and then bolts to them. Well, what we done is to save space. This is what your Argo tank looks like. This is why your Argo doesn't run worth a shite. Okay? Look at that brown crap. You got to take your tank off and clean it out, flush it out. Wrong. So what we just done, we took this saber saw, reciprocating saw. We cut the top off. Now guess what? My seat sits on top of this. It's an old bus seat, okay? School bus seat. Perfect. I got a roof on here now, so it ain't gonna get wet. Right? Guess where the Argo parts are going? Right in the tank, okay? And it has a pretty good weight factor. There's a bracket right here, upside down, sorry. There's a weight bracket on there. I'm gonna take off the fuel pipe. And then she's back here. She can straddle the, this guy goes sideways right here. Right? So there's all kinds of room back there. And so I'm just going to dump the Argo parts. I'm going to clean this rust up. But look at the crap. That mung gets inside your carburetor and you wonder why you're not running. And if you leave fuel in any fuel tank like that, sleds, tillers, power plants, you name it, you're going to get that factor. And you are going to be looking dumb all day, pulling that cord 15,000 times without checking that. There's your problem, my friend. I don't care how many mechanics disagree, because there's not many that's going to. And but I'm just going to wipe that out, dump the parts in there, and away we go, friends. That's just some kind of idea you can do if you don't. If you find yourself a power plant tank like this, I mounted it on one side of the Argo. Okay, one side. The hood comes off, right? So you can pull the pin on the hood. This comes up, it'll lift up and come straight out here. Oops, sorry. It'll come straight out here. And no problem. I'm going to put different bolts in here. These were what do you call them? Self-tapping bolts. It's tough, but we're going to put, I think, an actual bolt in there in case we're in the bush. But I've always got a tool with me, okay? And off she comes. We can set this down on the side. But here we've got a little table we can eat. We can lay our parts on, right? fix on something, take your thing off and you could stand up higher, right? If you're working high or something like this, work up top. And even on your truck, you're working on your truck, on the side of your wheels, you can reach down into the bottom of your motor, right? And just tips and tricks. Hey, it's not a serious amount of weight. These things will carry like, Jesus, 1,200 pounds. And the 8-wheelers, easy. Full bush paraphernalia and a moose in the back. You walk her out. This is one of the older guys, so it'll be a little bit crankier, but hey, it'll come out regardless. But I just making it my own. And you ever see one of these, get one. If you're cruising down the road, whatever, it's empty, whatever, you could fit a 12 gauge down in here and you could set a 410 on top of it. Okay? You could put a 12 gauge, it'll reach down, and a 410 will sit right on top of it. And when you're waiting for geese or whatever like this, or you're chicken hunting or whatever the dickens, get out of your machine, pull it out, and away you go. And walk up to them or wait for them to fly over. And it works good, don't it? And we're just getting everything ready because we're going to go looking for the big horns. Not sheep either. We're going for elk. Elk and deer. Chickens. Migratory. We'll keep that one just in case. We made a strap that went all the way around, but we probably don't need it now, do we?
It's already taken apart.
Because we put Velcro on here. We put Velcro on here and the turn buckles, key buckles. And I think it'll stay on now, but wow. I like this. It's getting way better. Way better, way better. Okay, friends, I just wanted to show you this. If you're getting tired of this bad gas crap, cut the top of your tank open, leave it there, and you got an instant toolbox for your Argo parts. Right? There you go. Okay, friends, more to come. Thanks so kindly for watching. If you like this, please subscribe, leave a comment. Sandy Shores and Great Outdoors. We'll be back. Bye for now.